Medical assistants routinely measure the weight and height of many types of patients. This process is called mensuration. Changes in weight and height often help the physician diagnose a patient's condition and prescribe treatment. Underweight and overweight patients who follow a diet therapy program should be weighed at regular intervals to track their progress. Prenatal patients are weighed during each prenatal visit to help assess both their own health and fetal development. First, we will focus on taking an accurate weight measurement. Sanitize your hands before proceeding. Check the balance scale for accuracy. If the scale is not balanced, the weight measurement will be inaccurate. Make sure the upper and lower weights are on 0. They should be positioned all the way to the left of the calibration bars. Look at the indicator point. It should be resting in the center of the balance area. If the indicator point rests below the center, adjust the screw on the balance knob by turning it clockwise or to the right until the indicator point rests in the center of the balance area. If the indicator point rests above the center, adjust the screw on the balance knob by turning it counterclockwise or to the left until the indicator point rests in the center of the balance area. Greet and identify the patient.
Hi, I'm Diana.
Hi.
Could you tell me your full name, please?
Christy Barton.
Okay, Christy, we're going to get your weight and height today.
Instruct the patient to remove her shoes and outer clothing, such as a jacket or sweater. This provides a more accurate measurement. A good medical aseptic practice is to place a paper towel on the platform of the scale to protect the patient's feet. Assist the patient onto the scale and instruct the patient not to move. You will not be able to balance the scale if the patient is moving. Now balance the scale. Move the lower weight to the notched groove that does not cause the indicator point to drop to the bottom of the calibration area. Make sure the lower weight is seated firmly in its groove. Not seating the lower weight firmly in its groove results in an inaccurate reading. Slide the upper weight slowly along its calibration bar by tapping it gently until the indicator point comes to a rest at the center of the balance area. Read the results to the nearest quarter pound by adding the measurement on the lower scale to the measurement on the upper scale. Christy weighs 118.5 pounds. Ask the patient to step down from the scale. Provide assistance if needed. Jot down this value or make a mental note of it. Next, we will look at how to measure a patient's height. The weight of an adult is usually measured during each office visit. However, the height of an adult is typically measured only during the first visit or during a complete physical examination. A child's height or length is measured at every office visit to observe growth patterns and to calculate medication dosage. To measure the patient's height, slide the movable calibration rod upward until the measuring bar is well above the patient's apparent height. Open the measuring bar to its horizontal position. Instruct the patient to step onto the scale platform with her back to the scale. Provide assistance if needed. Instruct the patient to stand erect and to look straight ahead. This ensures an accurate measurement. Carefully lower the measuring bar, keeping it horizontal, until it rests gently on top of the patient's head with the hair compressed. The measuring bar should form a 90-degree angle with the calibration rod. Keeping the measuring bar in a horizontal position, instruct the patient to step down and put on her shoes. Be sure to hold the bar in a horizontal position until the patient has stepped off the scale. Read the height measurement from the top down to the nearest quarter inch marking at the junction of the stationary calibration rod and the movable calibration rod. Christy is 5 feet 6 inches tall. Jot down this value or make a mental note of it. Note, if the patient's height is less than the top value of the stationary rod, read the measurement from the bottom up directly on the stationary calibration rod. When you're finished, return the measuring bar to its vertical or resting position and slide the movable calibration rod to its lowest position. Return the weights to 0. Now that you've taken the weight and height measurements, chart them. The weight should be charted in pounds to the nearest quarter pound, and the height should be charted in feet and inches to the nearest quarter inch.